Hey guys, I've made a couple other videos just on the trailer. Been a few issues. Part of the chassis was cracked. Suspension was only just hanging on by finger tight bolts. You'll see that in another video. I've made a couple before this and I'm going to stitch them all together. So basically this is it, pretty much done now. All I've got to do is really fill up the water. So I'll just show you the back. The inside now, canvas. You'll see another one with how it rolls up, but you can see it on the back here. Really happy with the job. I'll go back a bit so you can see it a bit better. Actually, I'll zoom out. How's this? Fancy. Look at that. Fancy stuff. Okay, so she's looking really good. They actually moved the suspension back a little bit for me. So it's got a little bit more ball weight, which we're a bit worried about with this because it can tend to be a bit heavy in the bum. So it's looking really good. When I went up to get it weighed, it's tear. So the rooftop tent's 60 kilos, so we take that off. I got it down to 520. Get out of it, fly. Got it down to 520. So still a heavy trailer by anyone's standards, but yeah, its tear is 520, so I can still fit obviously up to 750. So if I take the rooftop 10 off, you add that on, I got 580. So yeah, it leaves me with 100 or so kilos to put in there. I'm no good at math. Right, I might leave this zoomed out because you don't need to see my big unit ugly head. Really happy with the job. Yeah, you'll see in the other video I go underneath and I'm taking another one, and I reckon I would have made it maybe 100, 200 Ks and the thing would have fallen apart. You'll see it in the other video, the U-bolts were they just didn't even use a tool, they just undid the U-bolts holding the axle on with their fingers. Oh well, never mind. It was used anyway, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, I'm rocking the Mr. Clean look, feeling like I'm back in the army, except I've got way too much gut for that. Used to be fit, not anymore. Okay, I didn't show you this in the other ones, so I'll just quickly show you the toolbox. This tyre, I'm not a fan of this laying this way with the steel rim because that's going to rust. It's already rusted on the other side, but there's not much I can do. Did have a cover on it, but for some reason now I can't get a between in there, so I might have to bend this forward or something, I don't know. Everything else is the same as you've already seen. So the toolbox, so my battery, thank God, is now in front of the axle. So it's this battery weighs about 30 kilo. So in the other video I mentioned about trailer sway and stuff like that, so you've got to try and load up the ball weight to make it tow. So ball weight, I've got one of these XTM compressors from Super Cheap. I think they also sell them at BCF, but they had one at my local Super Cheap, and on the club price it was like 99 bucks, so I thought, yeah, beauty. It looks like an exact Thingmo of the Thumper from not the twin cylinder. This is only a single cylinder, but weighs about 5 kilo, beefy. I haven't used it yet. I got one of those quick tire deflators too. I fiddled around with that on the spare. They're a bit of a pain in the bum to use, to be honest, but anyway, so I've kept the there's a fuel filter in there, a little broom for sweeping out the annex, keep the missus happy. Now I do have a 9 kilo on my Barbie, but I'm probably only going to carry a 4 kilo. I only really use it to cook. And I'm going to pick up one of those, hang on, let you have a look at my pretty face. I'm going to pick up one of those small Barbies, the Weber barbecue baby Qs or whatever, but I'm not getting one of them. I'll get one of the super cheap ones that are 130 bucks or whatever. So I'll have a look at how much baby Qs are. Yeah, 300 or something they are. Yeah, bugger off. So we'll probably be using a little bit of gas, so I don't know. I don't know whether to take the 9 or keep the 4. The 4 obviously puts more weight in front of the, axle, which we want. So we did have to eventually put spacers on once he did all the work. I had to go buy some spacers for him to put them on. So there are wheel spacers on here. Yeah, but that's about it. We're all done. So I'll just give you a look at the setup in the back, and I'll turn some lights on. Look at that, blue lights. Okay, so this is that shelf that you saw in the other video that can completely be removed, which is great. If you want to use this as a trailer, you're a bit worried about stuff getting wet and it's a bit high, you can all take this out. Just washing table. I have to buy a blow mold table. I mentioned that in the other one because that table I showed you was attached to this side here. Thing that weighed about 150 kilo. Wasn't that much. But yeah, it's Mrs. Chair, my chair. Big 150 kilo weight rated chair for the fat boy. And then down under here, all the other gear, you've seen it before. stove and stove stand. I put the stove in with the stove stand, just, I don't know, because there's room and whatever. Toilet tent. Now the beauty of this is I can shove stuff right at the back, where it was checker bloke before, and I'd have to like lean or crawl basically into the back of the trailer to get it out. I can now just unzip the canvas, so I'm really happy with that. Yeah, that's going to be for food. So I've packed it before and I wasn't happy, so I've got it to sort of here. Left a nice gap in there. This is just sitting there. I don't know if I should bloody somehow try and strap it down or something. We'll see how we go. I'm not planning anything too extreme, bumpy off-road kind of stuff. Just make sure with your fridge, obviously, with your vents, where the compressor is, leave a space so the heat can get out and all that. Yeah, good old Aldi bags, all my cooking utensils and plates, cups, knives and forks. And that's basically it. Yeah. Well, as soon as the government says we can get out of here, we're out of here. Good mate of mine's actually only just got back from Afghanistan, and he's a RAFI, so he doesn't really count. Not like us army boys with all the busted backs and bad knees and stuff like that. He's actually in the ridges in Brizzy and South Bank for 14 days quarantine. Yeah, we're going to go out to, what's the bloody name of it? He's just bought a new boat with all his Afghan money, lucky bastard. So he's just bought a new boat. We're going to go out in that. It's going to, it's not Lake Wivenhoe, it's bloody Lake, oh shit, I can't remember. Lake Stanford or Samford or something like that. Sort of out towards Esquay, Kilcoy up that way. It's a big lake and campground up there. So he's pretty keen to get away for a few days with us. So it'll be a good test run for this before we head off. And funny story. So, you know how I said the other one we were planning a trip up to the Cape? Thank God I got this fixed. Would have rattled itself to death in about 5 minutes. The axle would have basically just fallen straight off. And then we would have had loads of fun dragging a bloody Sparky camper trailer down the road. I said to the wife, you know, oh, we're going to go up to Cape York and head up to the tip. You know, all that sort of stuff. So what does she do? She starts looking up Cape York, and then she finds out about all the crocodiles. So she's not too keen on going up there. I'm still trying to convince her, but she's not too keen on going up there. Yeah, so we're bloody going to probably head to Gulf. So my plan is she really wants to go and see. This bit windy, so if it comes through, I'll apologise. I'll stick you in here. Might work a bit. Look at that, up my nose, great. Yeah, so she's never seen Uluru, Ayers Rock, Uluru. So we were planning to go there, but obviously with the border closures, we didn't, or weren't planning on it. And that's why I picked the Cape York, because I'd never been there before. I went to Uluru school excursion like 1983 or something. Yes, I'm old. Oh yeah, rocking the Mr. Clean look too, boys, like I'm back in the army. Oh yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I'm too fat. Used to be thin, not anymore. Anyway, yeah, so what my plan is, we're probably going to, I mean, I'll take videos when we're away, and I'll throw a few up when I head out with my mate. We're planning to head towards the border, Mount Isa, and then head left, basically. Now, the 10th of July for Queensland is basically when they're saying that, you know, it's going to be pretty much unrestricted travel. We don't know if that's going to be intrastate or interstate yet. If it's interstate, great. It's going to be an Uluru trip. So what I'm hoping is we head off, basically left from here, you know, head up towards the Northern Territory border. And then if the borders are open and travel's allowed in the Northern Territory, or from Queensland into the Northern Territory and back again, we'll just cross the border. You know, past Mount Isa, there's that little town, it's about 14k outside the border, and then left down to Uluru, and then we'll just basically come back the same way. If we get there, and you know, to that point and the border's closed, we're going to head north up to the Gulf, Burketown, come across to Cairns and come back down. So, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a loop after Uluru, like down through South Oz and sort of back round, but we'll see how we go. So it's a pretty big trip. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'll stop this here, and then I'm going to put the other two, so it doesn't look stupid, put the other two videos in, and then I'll film the farewell, because I'm so professional, as you know, you guys know. All right. Okay, guys, well, this is just another update. I'm just making this video first while I'm under here checking out the work. Quite a few issues. You can see there now the spring hangers are almost perfectly horizontal. You had to re-weld all of that. These U-bolts were too short, and with that loose, he could undo them with his finger. He's had to strap weld all this in the front here to the main frame because it was cracked. Same on the other side. So I'll go in a bit closer with that one. But yeah, these U-bolts, yeah, he literally told me that he just, if you have a look at the other video, you can see how short they are. He didn't leave much thread here. And they said, yeah, we just undid them with our fingers. He said, I was lucky that, I'll just show you that too. That's the weld job. It's basically the same on the other side. He said all the bolts are fine, except the U-bolts weren't really holding anything on. I'll just pull it. Okay, so you can see here as well, he's moved the springs back a little bit from where they were. I think that's what he said. And he's basically re-welded all of this stuff here and strapped them onto the chassis properly, and then actually stripe welded this here to the chassis itself. All of this was cracked. The left one, sorry, this is the left one, sorry. The left one was completely off, held on by a tiny little bit of weld. Cracked to the, whoops, I'll get my finger out of there. Cracked to the shit house. And then this one was on the way out as well. So I'm glad I took it down to him, because it wouldn't have gone long before the axle fell off or all this just fell apart. There was also a crack in the chassis somewhere. I'm not sure where that was. He said he welded it back up. I think it was underneath one of these hangers. I'm just looking now and I can't see it. But yeah, there was a crack in the chassis as well, went right through it. So yeah, so this is what you get for buying a $450 home built trailer. I'm glad I took it down to him. All right. So I'll just say that too, guys. I know some of you are interested in seeing what how the canvas came out. So I've got the canvas job done. They basically put sail tracks all the way down here and again along the top. Sealed it all for me with foam in there, you can see it. Sealed it all. Gummed it up a bit too where they needed to. Same up the top, all foam. What he's done with the sides, because I told him we'd be on dirt roads and stuff, he's put a runner of foam there and then press studs, YKK zips. So you can see you can roll it up. It's a bit dodgy, I just did it quickly, but around the corner. Same across the back, sail track. Roll it up. And same again on the other side. So you can roll them all up. The beauty of this is it's made it so much easier to do a couple of the smaller jobs I wanted to finish off. Like, wasn't happy with how loose the toolbox was, because it was a pain in the bum to get in there. They're basically the bolts holding the toolbox on. I'm going to grind them off a bit, but I can now get in and use tools and come in and reach for stuff and that. So very happy. I'll do another quick one once it's all down. Great job, super happy with the job. So he's actually, oh yeah, I'll show you this too. He's actually run Velcro and press studs across the back here. This one comes off so I can still drop the trailer both sides. So he's done his best and to sort of seal it up. But very, very, very happy with the job. Reasonable price, $6.90 it cost me to get the canvas on. And those of us who put canvas on know it's not bloody cheap. Sunset Canvas up in Toowoomba did a bloody great job. Very, very, very happy, super happy. Okay, well, I didn't even move. I just hit the stop button and then hit record again. So yeah, all right. Once again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Anyone who subscribes, thank you very much. Yeah, like, just, you know, we were talking about, you know, mistakes and things like that I made in the last one. Obviously, this was a bit of a mistake, but we're still probably, not including the rooftop tent, I actually drove into the shop and got a better deal than online. So there's another thing to think of. If you've got an Adventure Kings shop near you, try going there first. Yeah, I think online delivered there $7.99 or something, and all up I paid like $600, $620, something like that. And as I said before, I actually got him to lift it in the box on top. So all I had to do was cut the box away with a cutter, you know, and it was already up there. So we didn't have to struggle to lift it up on the top of the thing here, the trailer. Yeah, so there's another thing to think of. So yeah, as I said in the other video, the guy wanted 600, and we obviously settled on 450, just making sure I didn't hit a bloody button, and I'm doing that all the time. Stupid bloody smartphone, dumb user, that's what I say. Yeah, I'd like to say that I don't think he was aware of the poor condition that the trailer was in. look, who knows, you know, you always take a risk when you buy something used, especially off Facebook, you know, the marketplace nonsense. Yeah, anyway, all right, thanks very much for watching once again, and hopefully, like I said last video, we'll get the hell out of here for a while and get out and see some bloody remoteness, which we're all into. All right, thanks very much all. See ya.